I guess I'm a little bit late. I want to say, what should I say? I'm sorry for being late, for using up your time. I'm not sure if I should be doing these extra long videos, right? These extra, I'm just trying to look at these extra long videos. I'm just trying to put on my hat, right? Make these extra long videos, right? So I think it goes like that, right? Is it like that? And then you tie it in the back. I forget how you wear this, right? I think it's worn like this. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I should have tighten it a little bit more. Okay, the video is going to be short, very, very short. Right now I'm looking for my tape. I really don't want to start if nobody's here. I want to look for some tape. I wanted to look for some tape. Would anybody just like to look around and maybe take a look around? Oh, my light burnt out. Let me see if I can start this light again. God. Not this one. Not that one. Oh, this one here. Wait a second. What plugs in where? Wait. This plugs in. Yeah, this plugs in, but I got that. Does that mean I'd plug it to my phone? Or because I don't have the right yet. It plugs in this side. God, I don't even know how to plug it in. Anyways, you see what you're looking at up here, right, through the camera? Can you see it? See if we can get onto this. Just going to keep it like this for a minute. You know, let me tell you something. The more I'm listening to a bunch of things on, on the tube there, right? I'm listening to a few things, and I'm finding it very interesting how many smart people are out there. Now, right now, I'm just looking on my phone for something. Don't remember what that is. So we're one person here. I don't know who it is. I'm going to be starting soon. Right now, I'm just flashing the camera around. Oh, I just dropped. Maybe looking at the floor. You want to understand anything about the floor? They're designed right over here. That would be the cause of the electric moon. I'm going to just get out my pointing stick and show you. Here's where the electric moon comes in, and it's 5, and then the 7 that connects over there. You can see that, and then I put the backwards 7, and then I put the backwards 5, but well, now it looks like the 2. And then I flip it upside down. I go 5, 7, backwards, and then 5, and I end up with 33. So we're in rotation in the E world, right? Any craps, it caps off the moon. At the same time, this line across here, right? The juncture here will create what looks like the I letter, okay? And the extension over here, which is not profound, right? The small line here and the small line here. If I cross it, that will be the H. Am I going too far-fetched? Okay. At the same time, you can see 1 and 1 showing up. I mean, one looks bigger than the other one. Can you call it 11? Right? Because that is the design of 1, but when you put it together, they look like M&M. Okay, 5775. What's so fantastic about this is 75 times 75 is 5625, right? Did I get that right? That's 5625, and then 75 and 75 creates 5775. Also to note, you see the 0 inside of here. So here's that design of electric moon. And it also shows 72 inside of that. Now, the funny thing is, oh my God, I can't believe it. Hey, Miss Watkins, good evening. I can't believe what God did. I can't believe what God did. Well, who is God? God's the one that broke everything up into small pieces, destroyed and rebuilt it, creating a new dynamic. The 5 looks like a 2 if you're from the other side. If you're from this side and up there, it's a 6, and down here it's a 9. Well, don't put your rear end in my, your butt in my face, right? All these expressions is because that's exactly how it was done. If I want to take, right, Highway 117, okay, I would be if I tell you I want to take Highway 117, I can't even say the words, what it's actually making you do. It's when the egg meets the sperm. Possibility, because that's what it is. Because the 63 is the male organ. 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 equals to 14, and 49 equals 63. 49, 4 and 9 is 13. Okay, we'll take that for the bar mitzvah. 1 and 3 is 4. We'll take that for the reflective world. A, B, C, and then D. Zion, Israel, the operator, right? So once we do that, don't mix myself up. We have now 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 4 is fox. Sorry, is sun. 5 and 4 is love. 4 and 5, or 9 times 5 instead of 9 times 6, E and F. Understand how E and F is your base creation. 5 and 6, 11 is your base creation. Your alpha beta reverse cubic like, okay, is going to show you what 1 is to what 6 is, right? And if you want to take a look to what 2 and 5 is, and maybe I should go get the mirror in the bathroom. I don't make this stuff up. I didn't make this dice cube. Right? I didn't do that. Like when you look at it back here, right? You got, hold on a second. You see 1 and 2. And what do you see back here? Hold on a second. I'm not sure if I can get this in the mirror. See that? Look at that. Right? You see the front and look in the mirror. 1, 2 is 5, 6, 11. Call it the horse, call it the fox, call it the wolf. The fox. F-O-X, fox. F, the 6th letter. O, the 15th letter. 1 and 5 is 6. X, the 24th letter. 2 and 4 is 6. Each one is a mathematical equation in its own. It comes from somewhere and it's associated to something. 1 is opposite of number 6. Two is opposite to number 5. 56, 3 and 11. And when they do this, now we're going to go over to the game of pool, where everything is separated by 8. 3 and 11 separated by 8. I know that's the creation of the heavens. Call that gold. Say it's the monkey. Let's call it the club. So where do we get this from, and why am I saying this? Monkey is 83. Monkey is also known to be the 9th Chinese zodiac sign. Tell me that I'm wrong. Monkey is also the cube. Here is the monkey. Maybe monkey wrench. Why is this part of the monkey? Because of the story it says, with the numbers 8, 3, or 3, 8. The 8 corners, the 3 opposite sides. Why the monkey? Because the opposite sides, according to the face,
according to the face, where there's the 5 dots, and in between you have the 2, 4, 6, and 8, equaling to 9 areas per side. 9 times 6, 54. The sun is 54. Love is 54. Love is a perfect word. The female sex organ and love go together, the same number. 9 times 6, 54. It just so happens the male organ is 63. They create 7, 11. I guess they're calling for the reflective world, bringing the sperm to the egg. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall before Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Why didn't they put them together again? I don't know, my friends. I don't know all the stories. I only tell you the stories and the stories in the stories that were already created by those prior to me. I didn't do any of this. I'm just working on the equations. Just working on the equations, the fun stuff. Oh my God, is it hide and seek? They hid it somewhere and I have to look for it and it hasn't moved for years and it's right in front of me. I can't find it and I don't know where it is. I keep picking it up and looking. I go, oh my God, I don't know where it is. A, B, C, my alphabet, these little things over here, and a star, a couple of stars. The hexagon, it's a 6. The octagon, it's an 8. I got 8 sides. I got 6 sides to this, but my star is a 4-way crossing star. 4 ways in 4 directions equaling to 8. 2 directions. And it's right over here. And then this is only on one level because I remember I need 3 rulers to make a yard. I need 10 yards or 36 rulers. 10 yards, I need 3 rulers, 12 inches each. So I'm going to need 10 of them. So I need 3 rulers. I need 10 of them, so I need 30 rulers at 12 inches each. And that way I can get to my first down again, to the gold, to the gold, to the gold, to the gold. I want to keep jumping to the gold. Here's the gold. There's only 3 golds. There's 3 voided heads, the headless horsemen. See, one is missing over here, one is missing over here, and one is missing over here. But it does show up in the 3, it shows up in the 5, and it shows up in the 1. That's this story. I want to go back to what I was talking about that I forgot about, but at the same time, I'm having a little bit of trouble over here, and I want to get something to drink. And the trouble I'm having is I don't like when things are out of order. Right? You know, the sign for the Alliance, I've been working on that sign a long time. And the Army stripes, of course. You know, the Army stripes. See this Army stripe over here? That actually comes from, well, I don't know if I should show it to you on my floor and I'm going to go get some cherry juice. I'm drinking some cherry juice tonight with a little boost in it, with a little bit of protein. I mean, so we're going to go to it and right over here. Right, there we go. And if you take a look right over here, can you take a look? See where the shoes are? Go up and over to the left. There's this triangular thing over here, right? Well, there's another one down over here. See, there's one over here. There's one over here. I didn't do it in the other ones. Can I look for another one? Do I have it here? Yeah, you can see it here. Yeah, you can see it here and here and here and here. Well, that area, okay, just to let you know, that area, and I'm not finished speaking of what I spoke about, plus I wanted to speak about something else that I haven't even began to think about yet. Hold on a second. I'm looking for it. Yes, we were talking about the star, right? The star before. So we have, here's our basic hexagon star, right? Now we have to remember that when we're looking at this, and might go off, is we have 6 This is very confusing, the next piece that I'm going to be talking about. So I'm not sure if I want to jump into that first. We were talking about the alliance sign. So let me finish with one thing at a time. Okay. Let me finish with one thing at a time. I just want to show you that you take this straight line here and go up here. You take the straight line here and go over here. You take the straight line here and go down over here. You take the straight line and you go down over here. Now let me show you part two, or the next part is about this. Okay, so I'm going to take my camera and bring it here. And what it is we go, you can do it one or two. I'm going to do it by one, make it easier. We go one down, right? And then we go one over. And then we draw this. And then we get that alliance sign, almost like the arrow, right? We draw this in between. And now we do it the opposite way. And we get this. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that mean there's 4 sides? How can I create this and say that there's only 3 sides to this? Right, now I'm going to go down over here, and then I'm going to reach up over here. So how many angles do we have connecting here? Right, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we have over here 1, 2, 3, and then we have one over here. They reach at one point. It's one point that they join to 3 and 3 connections, and 1, 3 that they join again. This is that alliance sign, or the arrow that they show. We can do it this way and cover up this way. So why I'm showing this is because over here, right? Is this the one I want to show you? Yeah, over here, what this area is, all of these are just turned over and inverted. I go 1, 2, 3, then I go 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. And that's what creates all of this. And if you can see, there's a large unclosed hexagon in which I can close right over here, right? Why did I close it here? And why did I not close it here? Okay. This is 1, 2, 3 goes over here. 4. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Just trying to think. 1. Hold on. 1, 3, 2, 1, 1. And now, why did I keep it open over here? I have to look. Why I closed it. Why did I close it? There's got to be a reason why I closed it and not the other ones. Let me see. This is one area here. This is a new area here. Okay. This area over here. What is going on over here? This is 9, 8, 7. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 7, 8. Okay, that's what it is. Here it's 7, 7. Okay, then it's 6, and then it's 5, and then it's 5. I can close it. I can close them all. I just wanted to show that between here, right, and here, because I didn't have to connect 1 and 1. But these are 2 red numbers. That's why they get connected. I didn't connect it here on purpose. I don't know what the purpose was over here. What this is over here, and why it's not over here, is because if you can see this line down here, right? This is 9 and 12. This is 9 and 12. It doesn't happen. So they match up. This area and this area match up over here the other way. I call this the ring. Okay. Now that area, okay, that area, the numeric value for that area is, and I think I thought I did this like 65 times. Just give me 1 second. If not, I'll turn it back. There's just so much. It doesn't stop. But there's no excuse, nothing to say. So we're just going to do it again. So it's 8 and 11 and 13 and 10
and this total is 23, 33, 34, 42. That'll be the top one. Over here is going to be 8, 11, 10, and 13. And then on the bottom one, right, on the bottom one, it's going to be 26, 29, 28, and 31. And this becomes, if you crisscross them, right, it becomes 57 and 57. We're going to say that is the moon, right? And it's bringing in both the feminine and masculine inside of this, right? But it's going to leave the first feminine side connected to the lower house. 12 and 13, both sides of the feminine stay in the lower house, AM, to where the male goes from the AM to the PM. I'm going to explain to you that in a minute. In this section over here, right, we have 21 and 21. The cube comes into here. This is going to be a total of 3, and this is going to be a total of 3. Check it out. 7 and 5 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 2 and 1 is 3. So they all become 3, 3, 3, 3. Although their situations tells you something different. And you do notice if it's this 11 connected to this 10, right? Because this has to be connected this way, because they're both black. All these, the reason I'm connecting these, right, is because they're all black letters in the roulette board. That's the only reason. This is coming out because of, let me see if we can get this. I don't have it here on this one, but on the far one over there, I'm not sure if you can see all the way out there. We'll have to get my pointer stick and look back. Let me make my screen bigger to see what you can see. Okay, and just 1 second, I'm going to just move the bike. Okay, and I'm not sure if you can see with the light. And do I have the pointer stick over here? Right, so just give me a second. So when you're looking, let me see where it is. When you're looking down this one over here, right? So you can't see it so good from here, but you can see most of it, right? This is the base over here. Okay, yes, sorry about that. So I'm gonna just take you back to these numbers. You want to know what it says, what it's telling me, why it's telling me this? I don't have all the answers. I would love to get it all into um, whatever needs to get into, so more of us can process all the information and what do you call it when we deduct the reality of the situation, finding comparisons, something else. It's just like what is this, and how do we learn what a letter is, or a combination of letters if I put ISM and ism together, right? Now, if you talk about ism, right, am I talking about a prism? Can I be possibly talking about what would be a prism? And then I ask myself, non-disclosure agreement, DNA, and the word and, whatever that means, is an association of, and in French it's ET. They say it's extraterrestrial. I say it's the entity of time. And I say this for the word ism and where the word ism is used, because also for the word and the 3 letters is SIM.
S and I for the SIM card, right? Or the I am of all, because of the word. What does it mean to say the word I am, except with the apostrophe? It shows that single part of the apostrophe and not the two parts of the apostrophe. Is it talking about 9s and 6s? Is it talking about I'm the father of birth? Because it's not below is a comma and a singular mark, but above and it's a double flesh. Also, how do you write inches and feet? I'm saying this because if I look at the word sim and I write it down, it's actually talking about the divisions of Mars. And would it not be likely that you'll have 3 clovers and then that fourth area is off limits? You only get to have 3/4 of the board or 1/4 of the board, and the rest are off limits. I'm going to get a little drink. I saw there were people here. They didn't disappear, just they took the numbers down. We can't actually show what's going on here, right? Just took a little bit of my juice. Just give me 1 second here. You're okay, kitty cat? Want to come in? I don't know why, but I think my cat just called out Leonard Skinner. Let me just go on my TikTok and just put this one loud thing and tell him I'm live over here, see what happens. Just want to do it with my hat on. Give me a second. I'm going to start up again. If I said something and I wasn't finished with something, I'm going to get back. I don't really like to make up stories and say, well, I mean, it's not concrete. I mean, because it is an earth thing, right? But it's still an earth story, and we still are the children of the creation. And if there's a creator at all, this would be the story, right? If there's no creator, well, story is great, sounded great. Somehow it needed to have computers to write it, right? Needed computers to write this. Something like that. Or maybe it's this one, right? Okay, I'm putting on this hat. So for those of you who've seen my programmation before, I'm live right now on YouTube. You can find me right now live on YouTube. Perhaps Odyssey, the same thing, Mr. Tagpans, or Rumble. But on Rumble, I am ABCEHMU. You know what that is? That's the first letters of the Fibonacci code. Cheers. Okay. Let's see what this is. I'd like to just say one thing. Crazy stuff happens. Crazy stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? I know too many people getting hurt lately. You know, I'm not really sure what it is. Really crazy that they let this one go. 88,100 views on this, on one little programmation. And all it was about was down, froze in the winter, and expanded equally all the way around. Yeah, so anyways, I might get shut off the channel for that. So let me go check if there's anybody on my Rumble channel or my Odyssey channel. I want to go check it out, to go to my feed. Sorry about that, slowing it down. I know these videos are huge and long, way too long for anybody to sit here, so do not worry if you tune out. What I'm looking to do is if we can get a group, okay, people together, some of us people together, so we can assemble something, so whatever comes out in these videos, it can be shortened up, so that what people need to or would like to know, the knowledge they would like to pick up, they would get from that. What else can we do to this? I wanted to do it on screen, what we can do to this. Right now, I'm just doing it over here. So we have this, and can we do it any other way? Well, since we have a line that way, right, we can put a line this way. Now, there's two ways to join these lines, right? We can join it forwards or backwards. See, with this one, right, I would be running it this way, and boom. And then I run this line down here. And then because I did this one, right, I can run this line down here because I'm already running an angle. And then this one over here, right, would be running through and meeting it here. So since I met, let me hold on a second. Did I do this properly? No, I did not. It was supposed to be this, and then hold on a second. I did it by 1, 2, and then I did it by, let's say 1, 2. Now let's go 2. 1, 2, 2. So this one would be cutting over. Oh, this is not good. I'm not happy that I ruined this page, you know. I'm not happy that I ruined that whole page. Yeah, anyway, so you got the drift of this. I'm going to do it again, okay? And then we have 8, 11, 10, and 13. Or you have 8 and 13 are across from each other, and then 10 and 11 are across from each other. So you got 21, and then you got 21. Over here, let's go 2 of them, down 2, up 2. Over here is 26, okay? And you have the game, right, with 26. And on 26, you have the dog. You also have the card. You know, if you had 26 plus 1, you know what you have here? You have bet. I like to say the house of bet, which is part of the 360-degree relationship. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals 27, 26 and 1. And that is Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube is this. Rubik's Cube is made up of 26 cubes. It has 27 area spaces or area space. Okay. When you look at area space, it's 25 and 44, equaling to what is 69 in rotation of the house of bait, BG. GBs, BG, how much memory do you want to use? Rubik's Cube, Rubik is 74 and cube is 31, equaling to 105. And the center of Rubik's Cube, according to numbers, is 3.5 times 3 equals to what is 10.5, which can be reverted to as IJ if you want to look at it, or JI. It's also a combination of A, B, C, D to what will create the J10. The J10, the number 10, can only exist on the other side once something like 1 and 9 and 2 and 8 and 3 and 7 and 4 and 6 were put together, depending on whether or not you're within 1, 2, or 3 cubes, right? Depending on the sides of the cubes. I don't think I'm explaining that properly. This would give me 4 sides.
what I'm trying to say, that ABCD equals to the 10. It's unlike what is A1 to begin with and what happens when you get to D10. So the combination for Mars would be this. This would be the controlling part of 2. If we had to make 10 with this over here, here you can do it, right? Here you can do it, but we're going to do it again, but with 3 parts. It's going to be 1 and 2 and 7. And then it's going to be 1 and 3 and 6. And then it's going to be 1 and 4 and 5. And then after that, you have to make a move. You're going to have to go 2 and 3 and 5 and 2. And you can't do the same numbers again. So you can't do 2, 4, 4. So that's done. And then you're going to go 3 and what? And 4 and what? You can't do it. Then you can't do it. So these are the only combinations that are going to bring you base 10. And this would be the Earth. Now, if we jump this over to the next, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be your singularity in creating 10. There is no other. I didn't even want to mark this over here. And this is the actual truth. You can't change it. Now, what is it? I don't have my Rubik's Cube, but Rubik's Cube has 26 blocks. The center block, okay, the house, the center block, the Rubik's Cube, right? There's a band, and the bands of Rubik's Cube go 9, 8, 9. In the 8th position over here is a 6 controller, dividing the house, 6 and 8. Going into the high house, 9 and 8. 2 to the power of 3 and 3 to the power of 2. To create the division of the house is 24. 2 by 4 equals to 8. 2 plus 4 equals to 6. We now have this word for house and planet. See where the 10 comes in? Every letter in their position is telling a story. I don't know many stories at all. I can make up some stories and give you some reason, like game and card 3 and 7 through the gateway of 313, how we entered into this world. 3131. It's a 72-hour range. That's the range. It's 72 hours and 24 to complete for a total of 96 hours, or 24 by 3 and 20 and 23 by 3, and also 24 by 4. There's a division over here. There's going to be a division at 13 and 14. There's going to be a division between 23 and 24. There's going to be a division between 33 and 34 and 43 and 44 and 53 and 54 and 63 and 64 and 73 and 74 and 83 and 84 and 93 and 94. And guess what? There's a separation at 3 and 4. And we bump up a level. Every time you bump up 10, you bump up a level. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And once we get here, we're back to 1. And this is the creation of the 7th gate through Muhammad, Jesus, energy, reverse it in time, the beast. And we'll create angels, and it will be coming to the cubic house, number 31. Where did we get 105? The center to this, 6 and 1, 7. 3.5 is the center to this cube. 1 and 6, 2.5 separation. 2 and 5, 1.5 separation. 3 and 4, there's only 0.5 separation. That is your total separation. And there's 9 area spaces. 1 through 9 equals to 45, 2.5, 40, 45. I don't care about the decimal points. That's your 7th gate. So you have it 3 times 3.5 equals to a total of 105. You have the 6 and 8 to the center of Rubik's Cube. 6 and 8 equals to 14. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. And around this Rubik's Cube, I mean this cube, if you want to just call it the cube right now. Just give me back my light. Right? You want to look at this right now, right? 4253, we'd be dividing the electronic moon, right? Right here, 53, it's a cap. And then if we turn it this way, I'm going to get 6314, right? And then we get 63 and then like 1, 4, right? And it doesn't matter how I flip it, it's always 14. So those 3 14s, right? Those 3 14s, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Let me see, did I get that right? I'm going to I'm going to go 1, 2, 6, 5, and then I'm going to go 1, 3, 6, 4, and then I'm going to go 1, 4, 3, 6. Oh, I got that already, but 11, 12, 13, 14, 10, 13, 14. I'm going to go 2, 5, 1, 6, or 3, 4, 2, 5. And all you have to do is you want 3, 4, 2, 5. Oh, can't, yeah, 3, 4, 2, 5. So we're going to go like this, and we're going to go 4, 5, 3, 2. You want to see 2, 5, 1, 6? 2, 5, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 6, 5, 1. You want to see 1, 4, 3, 6? Okay, 1, 4, 6, 3. You want to see 1, 2, 6, 5? 1, 2, 6, 5. Whoop, sorry, I didn't point it in the right direction. Let me try that again. 3, 4, 2, 5. 5, 4, 2, 3. 2, 5, 1, 6. 1, 2. Did I do that? 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 6, 5, 1. 1, 4, 3, 6. 1, 4, 6, 3. So it doesn't matter what you do. Did I show you that again or I missed it? Right? I showed you that again or I missed it. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, okay. Just give me 1 second. Hey, somebody out here on Rumble, it shows that there's 2 people. So if you want to talk, don't hesitate. I'm going to try to keep up with both pages. Yeah, let me just get this light a little out of the way. I still want to keep it down here. So the center of this Rubik's Cube is going to have 26 and 1 spindle on the outside moving 6 with a face of 8 that goes around. No matter how it turns anything, there's always going to be 8, 8, and 8 around the heart of this cube. Whether it's spinning 8 this way, whether it's spinning 8 this way, or whether it's spinning 8 this way. Otherwise, it's spinning 99. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. It's the dividing gate 88 of what is the cat, the energy. 2 times 4 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. They are the separation of what is Earth and Mars in the E world, right? And I'm saying I'm going to go to the feminine world, okay, for the reason that in order to create E, or the fifth number 5, it's 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, right? Now, they switch around. Male and female seem to switch around a little bit. So either I'm completely wrong with something that I am saying, or for some reason or another, what it can be is it can be both at the same time for whatever reason that is. And we do know that there is piping, that on one side you have what is the passage for wires through the pipe. You have the passage for gases through the pipe.
you have passage for, let's say you want to count water as a gas or oil or whatever it is, what goes through the pipe. Now, when you take a pipe, one end of the pipe might go over the other end of the pipe, while the other end of the pipe might go under. So can we call this a fitting or an add-on? And what's the situation with what's going on, right? It can also be what is the solid core, like if we're running our axles, right? Do we run our axle? What is a solid rod? A shaft that we need. It's a solid rod through and through, where the guts is the same thing on the outside as it is on the inside. I need to get some water. You know, I was listening to some a channel on the internet. I don't want to say that it was TikTok, and I'm trying to watch religious stuff and the things about the Bible, and and then and just to listen to the people talk, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what they say. And when I hear words from the scriptures, and I'm going, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. I said, don't they know what they said? And I'm looking back, and just like in the word blessing, oh my God, if you were French and I would say anything close to blessing, if it was a child that would hear, that was English, that knew a little bit about French, they would say someone got hurt. And blessure in French is being hurt. There's other words also in French that when the terms are used, and depending on the expression you use with the terms, they tell you a whole different story. When you start with a word that starts with the letter AF, and you're a French-speaking person, and you speak to an English person, and you write down F of everything. So when you hear the word half of everything, the French do not say half. They have trouble speaking English to say half, to say the HALF. So when they're saying certain words and they go after, right, it can also sound like half earth, meaning for reason that not the word after, but half as an AF, AF, and the letters TER together, not directly in that sound, but not in that writing, TERRE, sounding like tear, as in the word after says earth. So they're talking about the half tear, the half earth. Now, another thing inside, now I'm not sure if I'm going to get back to the subject I was on before. I am going to return to it, not to forget where I am now, is that inside the association of the word earth, we have to understand, where did E come from? What is A? How can we associate A to something? Okay. What do we do? Let me just write this down. What are we going to talk about R? What are we going to say about T? What are we going to say about H? Each and every letter, I can tell you a tiny little bit of its anatomy through the association of dots, dashes, and numbers. The E is the 5-letter in the alphabet. It is also known as what is in the house of TH. Your beginning of your word, your end of your word, the center of your word, it's a 5-letter word. It's a 5 by 27, equals to a total
of 135, A, C, E, or M13 and E5. In this association, okay, you can, I mean, I'm not going to say it's M for matter and E for earth, or possibly E for energy. And we're not going to say, so we're not going to say that that possibly could be Mars, or maybe is it relationship to Mercury, right? How Mercury and Earth come together in the first and third planet. Numeric value for Mercury is 103. It just so happens that the initials of 10 and 3 is JC, and I'm not saying that it can be anybody else, right? And that number is number 74, and the number for energy is 74, and matter is 77, and power is 77. But you know what? So is this 77. And you know, when you end the word with this, the word ends looking at this, right? And the beginning of the word, right? This is what it says to begin the word. The C letter with the H letter, okay, can look at either as search, or you can also as cashier or kosher. The R could be the ER, A before I before E, except after C. It's either the French terminology, which would be R, or it would be the E. The association over here, right, is showing me a connective situation. The 8 and the 9 are coming together. 8 and 9 come together. 9 is all, and 8 is all around what is all. The heart of Rubik's Cube. And we're going to look at that R letter. When R and I come together, that comes the extension of the creation of your house of bait. Creation, I like to call it, of the mirror world or of the light. And that would go back to number 36. 3 by 6 equals to 18, and 9 equals to 27. There's 27, okay, in the word ball, right? And now in the word game, I think that's 26, and matter and energy, and in the gateway, 8 and 18. This one is 26. This one is 27. It just so happens they come together at 26.5 or number 53. That is going to be the cap, right, of 75, which is going to give you the ultimate center. You're going to need that center ring for this. Why? Because this is your base creation. When you bring down to the center, the heart of what is 8, it's 1 and 8, okay, or what you would equal to 10 and 8 equals to what is 18, representing R, and it's in the B house. It is in the creation of the IT system, I and I coming together, Jupiter 13, the house of bait, the 29th day every 4 years for the ABCD mirror world. Reich. Where does this come from, and why do I say it this way? Is the French say this. Sorry, 18. It just so happens that both HU and IT are both number 29. 29, 29, also representing yellow for 92, also representing black. Now, when you represent yellow and black together, now you're going to look for the B. When you get the B, what shows up? The hexagon. And now we've got pollination, 92, 29. When you add it together, it equals to what your base creation is, 121. 9 and 2 is 11 and 11. When you do it, that's 22, giving you life, and 11 times 11 equals to 121. It matches up. Jesus, on a low count of where reduction of S, S, and U to the level of 2, 19th letter, 1 and 9 equals to 10. 2 and 1 equals to 3. This one is 10. Look at that, JC, JC. This is 5, and we're going to reduce this down to 1.
although it's the 10th letter. They reduce into the 10th letter. So your AI, they bring two worlds together. I'm going to explain to you that S letter and what it possibly can represent. So we add this up, and then we end up with number 29. And don't disregard this. What brings things together in different worlds, 1, 3, and 5. That 1, 3, and 5, okay, like I marked here, A1, C3, E5. We also have to note for the sun cube that the word sun is the 19th, the 21st, and the 14th letter, equaling to 54, or 10 and 3 and 5, equaling to 18. In which when it gets reduced again, it becomes 1, 3, and 5 equals to 9. So the sun and the ace show me that it's been divided. It's showing me it's in the B house, because in French, and 3 by 18 equals 54, that in this house, when you say 18, in which creation of the gateway 3773, which is 49 away from the seventh gate, or the half gate. 7 and 9 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 4 and 3 is 7. And we need to note Earth and Mars and the gateway and the birth. Right over here, 7 and 9. Now 7 is going to fit up with what is Mars, which is number 51, and 9 is going to fit up with what I want to call the moon or Great Britain, number 57. Where do I get that? It's from the expression. When we have to make the expression using number 7 and 9, what you're going to do is you're going to say this set. And when you say this, you're going to say it at 77 and then at 97. And then what happens is when you're going to say 19, you're going to go this neuf. And when this occurs, it'll happen at 79, right? And then at 99. So inside of Christ, inside of Jupiter 13, you have both what is the gateway through the passing birth. And that passing birth is the cat, the 9 lives of the cat. And the separating gate of these cubes, right? The numeric value is 2 and 4. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is where the 7th gate passes for the 9th birth. Inside what is the Christ? Right over here, which will be the student. This will end up being the student, and it's going to be male. It shows up with the male anatomy in this one over here. And it shows up through the sun, taking into account that you have to understand that although the sun is number 54, standing for the female anatomy, the birth inside that sun, because the female gives to the birth, changes that value for the male into number 63. And this is what happens, okay? What happens is that the female becomes 13 and the male becomes 14. And then there's a separation. On one side, and connected, there's a separation and a connection at the same time. The reason for that is when you're counting, where I found this connection is when you count the alphabet, your birthday, your 13th birthday. How old are you? How old are you today? I'm going to tell you, maybe you can help me out and tell me my age. According to the numbers, I am 60 years old, 8 months, 10 months, and 2 days. I'm 60 years old. I'm born in 1963. It's 2024. I'm in my 61st year. I have ended 60. So when the female in the Hebrew bat mitzvah goes for bat mitzvah at 12 years old, right? That is 12 years ending. 12 years ending. 156 moons. 12 times 13 equals 156. And again, we're back to this cube. If this was cut up as into Rubik's Cube with 9 per face equaling to 54, where the corners hold 3 areas and the inside holds 2 areas, it becomes 8 by 3, 24, and 2 by 12, 24. And then there's 6 centers, 3 with an eye and 3 without an eye. So it'd be 6 times 1 equals to 6. The total is 54. The center of this has a 6 spindle. Okay, the 6 spindle to the 1 center controller, 54 and 6 equals 60. Can we call that the 60 seconds on the clock, or just a coincidence? But just know that 156 passing, there's 26 cubes on here, 8, 12, and 6. 26 times 6 equals 156, the same value. So once this cube has passed, once this sun cube has passed, you have passed the first 12 years. Once we go on to the next cube, we start to count different. We've just completed the number of faces, but not the new number value that we have on here. And if each one of these, okay, was individuals, you would have 26 times 6 sides equaling to, okay, 26 times 6 equals to 156. And then on 156 sides of 26 cubes, you will have, let me see if I get this number right. You have 26 times 21 dots. 26 times 21 equals to, you have 546 dots. The sun and then 6. Look at that, the 6 spindle of the 46 dots. Just a coincidence? It's also a crossing of 4, 5, and 6. It's the Fed. 60. I don't want to talk about 65 is the creation of us. AB, right? AB, okay, inverts to EF. Okay, so perhaps you start the pole one way and you end up the other way. Perhaps AB and EF is where we're playing on the ring. AB, EF. The only one we're not playing with is Earth and Mars. So we put it on the Earth and Mars and we just spin it this way. We run on the 6, 5, 1, 2 numbers, but we have to run on all of them. We have to move them, all of them. And this would be 3 and 11. And just note that 3 and 11 are almost like each other. 11 will create 3. And when it creates 3, it creates 3 as A and B. 11 equals 1 times 1. 1 plus 1 equals to 1 equals to 2. 2 and 1 equals to 3. It just so happens that's what it does. To note, we were also talking about, now I didn't do this properly, but I'm just going to do it this way. The difference between 9/11 and is here is 2 and 9 and 3 and 8 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 4. I did not count this area over here, and that's the 1 area. Over here, I do 1 and 8 and 2 and 7 and 4 and 5 and 3 and 6, and I didn't count this area over here, and that's the 9 area. And when I bring 1 and 9 together, creates the letter S, and it's the only one. It's the only one that reduces its value. Okay. 1 plus 9 equals to 10. There's no other letter that does this. I just want to let you know that we can reassemble the A onto the other side of the alphabet where A becomes F, like when you said after or the half earth. And let's not put in Africa. Very important. They called out the name, right? How it started in the creation of the half earth, come the division of 99, Rubik's Cube. 1, 6, 9, 9, 3, 1. This is the cycle we run, the 931 cycle. The 169, 6993 inside the bookends of the house. Jupiter 13. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 will both create the INR coming together. They total 27, equaling to the house of Bate. 3 by 27 equals to 81, and that is Venus. And when you recreate Venus, it's 9 times 9 equals to 81. And to recreate the angel in the house, that that R, I forget what I said about R, that becomes the male, it'll be 9 and 9, right? And that would be your 18, that would be your 81. And it reverts back to 99. And 3 by 27 equals to 81, which is 3 times 6 and then 3 plus 6, right? Equals to 18 and 9, 27 inside the house of bait. So we did this over here. Now the same thing is 26 by 33, right? 33 by 26 equals to 858, right? And we add the two together, it creates 1404. There's 1440 minutes in a day. There's one center. I don't know which way to look at this, but our creation always seems to be 8 and 10. The octagon and the hexagon, right? If I take the I'm not sure what you want to call this. If I cheated at all because I created it this way, or can I just say that we can do that? Did I do that right? No, I didn't. There it is, right? And then I go in ahead and I create the ring out of this. So I turn the octagon, right, which is the 8, I turn it to hexagon, which is the 6. Now I can recreate this again the opposite way by going up here and over here and then down here. And then I would connect this side over here. And then I'd have the candy wrapper in between and I'd have another hexagon. So I'd have one of the octagons, and now I created 2 hexagons, creating a third hexagon, 6, 6, and 6 from 8. Now, see that big hexagon on the outside, right? And then this hexagon over here, and then this hexagon over here, and now we have the mini hexagon right over here. So we created 6, 6, 6, and 6 within this realm. Now, if I want to keep on going, right? I just want to see if I got this whole thing right. We came down to here. I just want to see that I got the whole thing. I went up here on this one, right? I'm just trying to see where I am here. So let me see something. Right, and now I created one to that side, okay? And then what I do is I create one to this side. So what I did is one up here, one down here, then one to the center. Then one times this side, one times this way, and one to the center. I now have 6 by 6 hexagons created inside this one octagon. And at the end, I have my square, my cube, place to pass. At the same time, I've crisscrossed all these areas. Can we count them as 10? I don't know. These areas over here, okay, as I said on the last page, okay, they are the association of here 21 and 21. I didn't finish doing this. 29, 28, 31, 26 and 31, 29 and 28 equals to 57 and 57. So this is the passage of the electric moon, both the feminine side and the male side. It goes to the cycle in the 3 years that it happens for the male, and to the female when it happens for 1 year. 3 years to the male, 1 year. The only reason I'm calling this the male cycle of the moon that it runs is that 8 condones in the heaven, and this one holds the spirit. 8 and 9 come together through what is 1 and 2. Where 8 and 1 and 7 and 2 come together, so that when you have the singular dot over here, when you have the singular dot in the center here, you have 8 around, 1 and 8. When you have the 2 over here, right? When you have the 2, you got 7 in the middle.
right? This will equal to 3, and this one will equal to 15, and they'll both be equaling to 99, and 8 equals to 17, and this one will be 9 and 14 equals to 23. That's where their assembly comes in. I've seen this before. Q, W, Q, W, uh, J. I'm just trying to think. D. I'm not sure what goes with this yet, but this is the opposite. What the opposite of this is going to be 10, and the opposite of this total number over here is going to be 4. It just so happens that 64 is 31 and 55 is 22 because 2 is opposite of 5, right? 2 is opposite of 5. 6 is opposite of 1. 6 is opposite of 1. And 4 is opposite of 3. So we'll have 3 here and then we'll have 4 here. The odds in this are going to be 9 to 5. And what you can regard from that 9 to 5, which makes it perfect, right? 9 to 5 is the odds. They make the odds 2 to 1. It brings your birth into the E world. Your birth into the E world. All the faces of this cube are 9. There's 33. There's 33 voided spaces, 21 dots equaling to 54, 1,404 area spaces, not counting the block center that controls, and that'll be another 54, making this a total of 1,458, right? 1 and 8, 9, 5 and 4, 9. I mean, it's going to work out that way anyways. It's just that's what it is. I have to go get something to drink. I'm going to come back boiling up some hot water. Let me read what you have to say. Matra cherry, golden spiral, pipe beams, gamma, fitting feather in a cap. My rod and staff comfort me. Optimi gone. We must think outside the box. Ad nauseam. Ad nauseum. I'm mixing you up. Let me go back to Rumble and see if anybody's there. Right now, we've got one person watching at 111, and I guess that's me. Let me see how many people are on. I'm going to check in. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'd like to know, does any of this make sense, you know? And A, B, E, F, I mean, I can go Abe. So why wouldn't I mention F, A, B, E, F? Why would if I have A and B, I automatically have to have E and F. If I have E, I automatically have to have B. Now, this is on the cube. I'm going to show you something else. Hopefully I can put it all on the same page here, yes, I did that here. I'm very happy. Just give me a second. I just have to empty this out. Give me a minute. I'm just making something a little hot. Need something a little hot, you know? Okay. And if anybody really wants to know, I mean, you can help me out, right? Buy me a coffee, but really and truthfully, we need the masses. We need the masses. Imagine making things so smooth and so easy in this world, right? How do we do that? by just knowing a concept, the concept of the reality, the story. What is the story? What is it telling us? The story. What is the story telling us? Deduct what I'm trying to say, that we are, according to scriptures, and we may not be, right? We may be and we may not be, right? I want to leave it up to you. But I believe that you can take a look and see that in order for whatever I'm saying, if you think that there's a great truth to it, would you not think that it took computers to do this? Would you not think it would take computers to do this? Were there computers here before? How long ago were the computers here? Imagine telling this story I'm telling you, right? That was actually coming out of a computer program, right? And they had to have the English language, right? Already had to be spoken, and the French language had to be spoken. How long ago, right, was the French language created, or the English language, in order for it to tell this story, right? We are what is left over. All of a sudden, maybe because I walked a little today, let me look this up. When were the letters of the English alphabet written?
Here is information from Wikipedia.
The English alphabet, about 16th century, 16th century. So we're going back 400 years ago. I want to know, were there computers? So now we've already know that for us there were no computers. How did somebody put together a story, or forget about how they put it together? It was put together. It is what it is. How does this story sound so far? When did this come together? Let me look up that story. When was the dice cube created with 21 dots? The evolution of the dice cube. Oh, no, I don't want to download. What is the total number of dots? How many dots are on one cube? Cubic dice, archaeology, materials. Let me take a look. Die attribute defined, die chronological markers, die Rosetta Stones. Die attributes. Dice chronological, the main advance in archaeology analysis. So I'm going to take a look at this a little bit deeper, but I'm not looking for anything dice game, Google Dice, games with dice, but dice history and rules. Let's see this. Dice games, poker dice, and anchored dice, and shapes of dice. So we're not going to get into those, all these different dice. I want to see the history of the dice. Troy. Let me ask you, when was the six-sided cube created? When was the six-sided cube created? What year?
According to Wikipedia, the Rubik's Cube is a 3D combination.
I didn't ask about
invented in
Rubik's Cube.
1974 by
Okay,
Hungarian
so that's
scientist Professor
1974.
Martin
74 is Muhammad, Jesus, energy, etc. Wow, the six-sided cube. When was it mentioned? He invented V cube, Rubik's cube. Now they're saying what year was the six-sided cube? Now they're talking about Rubik's cube. Oh my God. How come I can't find just a regular dice cube? When was the game of craps created?
According to Pinnacle, craps was often enjoyed by soldiers to pass the time during World War II. To overcome this problem, in 1907 a dice maker named John H. Wynne, often referred to as the father of modern craps, devised a set of rules which are largely used to this day.
So I still doesn't give it, but now it goes me back to 1907, right? Now that some guy who made this crap game is actually making and telling that story, right? How to play craps, but it still won't tell me about the dice cube. It still doesn't tell me history of craps. I just want to answer. When was the dice cube created with dots on 21 dots on 6 different sides? Well, here, Wikipedia. A traditional die cube, history, irregular shape, loaded dice, variants, applications, four-sided, and nothing. Apps, a construction. You know what's funny? It shows me 364 with 512, 51.2. That's creation from Mars. The 463 over the 364. The 3-6 versus the 4-6. The 3 ABC is to one side. The D is on the other side. Do you know what I'm saying? They have the 6 that's in between. Here. It's not me. Any randomness, right? 51 comes together. 1 and 2 is that base creation of your 5, 6, 11. Your 5-1 is Mars. Your 5-2 is Earth. 512 memory. 256. 128. 64 Zion, Israel. House of CD. Let me see. Let me see. Does it say when? Does it say when? Etymology and terms. 1919. Okay, so it's pretty much, it looks pretty new to me. Okay, no dice. Okay, so when it's no dice, it's sitting like this. When it doesn't count in the game, one of the dice is sitting up on a point. So it's talking about 3. So we have to put that into our heads as well. Just give me 1 second over here. If you have any questions, do not hesitate. I always seem to, I need like people holding me up saying, hey, Mr. Tackman's Ronald, what are you doing? Well, you're talking about this, now you're talking about that. You got to keep me in line, right? So I'm trying to stay as close to the line as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to move for cheese on toast. Okay, so just give me 1 second.
I have a question.
Hold on a second. I don't know why it does it.
Be eating clone meat.
Okay, where am I? No. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you. Okay, sorry about that. We were showing you what's on one side. Okay, I also going to show you that the mathematics are like this. When you're using 2 sides at a time, this is what the mathematics are going to be. This is going to end up showing me 5, and this is going to show me 71. So they're going to tell me a story. You can believe the story. When 7 and 5 come together, you're going to talk about the electric moon, right? Actually, this is the alpha house. This one's going to be the one in control right here because there's 1 number here. There's 2 numbers here. This one would be the heart. The 1 and 5 is going to be talking about Mars. 71 is going to be just like Q. It's going to be a gateway. We're also going to have to know that it's a gateway to what? The spirit for what? The creation angels. 1 and 9 will come together with 3 and 7 coming together. 3 and 9 and 7 and 1. And we get the heart of the situation. It'll be 10-10. So we know it's a complete mirror. It's the ABCD mirror. If you don't understand, please ask. We have 4 sides. Okay, it's going to equal to 14, right? But this only equals to 10 when you count this, 14 and 10. Okay, I don't want to do this. So what is this? Well, we have to end up with this. If we have 71, I need 39. If I have 71, I need 63. If I have 71, I need 96. I need now rotation at the gate. I need to end up with 1, 4, and 7. 1, 4, and 7 is the first level, the second level, and the third level. That's the way it works. It also works that way with the 7 by 31 times 3. And then it becomes the 4 by 30 times 4. Then it becomes the 3, I'm just going to see, times 28. 3 times 28 times, oh no, sorry, it's 1 times 28 times 3, and it's 1 times 29 times 1. I'm going to explain this to you. 7 by this is 217, okay, times 3 equals to 651. This one over here, okay, I should actually do it times 3, right? Okay, and then I'm going to do, okay, so this is going to be times 3, and this one is going to equal to 120, right? 120 times 3 equals to 360. And then this one over here is going to be 28 times 3. So you're going to have 28 times 3 equals to 84. This one's going to be Pluto. This one's going to be the house. It's going to be something to do with Mars. It's going to be something more to do with Earth, right? Mars fits in over here, 651. I had that number 2 minutes ago. I don't remember what it was, right? Oh, it was 512, I think it was. Anyways, so what is it, this over here? And now what we're going to do is we're going to go plus 217, plus 120, and then plus the 29, right? It's plus the 29. If you total this, 4, 11, let me see, did I get that right? 7 and 9 is 16. Carry the 1, 2, 4, 1 is 6, and this is 366. In the 4th year of the leap year, there's 366 days. In the first 3 years of prior to the leap year, right, there's 217 days, 120 days, and 28 days. This will equal to 365, right? The same thing on your calculator, right? When you're running up 36, 5.47, and then your ops way of 125.89 creates that, you know what I'm saying? So that's that truth. And if I turned it, right, and didn't use that anymore, at least I'll know, right, that I now can go like this, 98521. Or I can go 36547, or I can go 12589. So if I do it the opposite way, I would go 98521. Oh, wait a second. This way, if I go this way, you follow what I'm saying? So I'm doing this. I'm going right. I'm going like this, and like this, and then like this, and like that.
But if I want, right, if I want, I can go, and then I can do like that. So this is not the same. In this situation, I have 12589 with 36547. In this situation, I have 14569 to where I have 32587. So each one of this is telling me a different story. Can I do this any other way? Right? Can I go this way, down this way? No, you need to create this star. You need to create 4. There's other ways to do the 4, right? And the other way, okay, is like that. And now you got the 4. Now, if you want to create in there that the living quarters, right? I would go like this. Here's my living quarters. Okay. I'm just gonna do this softly, right? And my living quarters, you see this? And then I'd have this. So my living quarter goes like this. It goes down to here and over here. And now I would draw a line and draw a line and connect that. That would be one area, part of the star connect. You see the way I connected that? It looks like a certain percentage away from the center of the clock running on 3 minus a percentage, maybe 45, equaling to the perhaps the 315 position over here. Not a time, but 315 out of 360. Now, if you want to create it right from the other side, now don't forget these lines are not these lines. These lines are the in-between lines. How can I explain it? I like to call it from, no, I don't want to use that term from Mars because Mars splits everything down the center and Earth has a gap. See, there's a gap in here. That would be Earth's gap. This would stand for 33 of Earth to where Mars, right, would be the window, and that would stand for 22. How about ape go? 22 and 22, right? Ape go. If you want to go space, well, that'll be 44, right? I don't know words of 11 right now. So if I wanted to connect these lines again, right? I would, let me see one more thing. Oh, yes, I'm going to connect. There's always 3 lines. There's always going to be 3 different ways. So here I use this line across with a plus. Now I'm using the opposite. So I'm going to create this way. I'm going to run up this way. So when I do that, right, and I run here, I end up with this design. Now I'm not putting any numbers in the boxes right now. And I don't know what it means. I just know what it does, right? And this is part of the, just trying to see what, okay, would be. This would be coming over 1, 1, 2, and then it'd be going down 1, 2. So you would see that this corner is chipped out here. These 2 corners are chipped out over here. And now we're in the next section. This next section would exist, right? That if this piece was correct, was built on the 9 areas, and then Mars is actually just taking out one section here and then here and then down here and then down here. So in the 9 areas, right, in the space, in the 9 spaces, I'm able to create 4 houses. So we have to understand all that we can process inside of this. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to check out the that. I'm going to get back to what I was doing with numbers. I need to bring the numbers to their proper domain, 741, just like the 7 months, the 4 months, and the 1 month in a year. The 7 months of 31 days, 1 and 3 is 4. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals a 3 and 4, 7. 13, 7 by 13 equals 91, the spirit.
Not 7 by 13, or 7 and 13 is 20, plus 91 is 111. This heart of Rubik's Cube, 111 are the heart of 36 numbers. The 741, all these are going to fit right over here into creation, into this number. 3 times any of this will go here. 6 times any of this will go here. 9 times any of this will go here. But 2 times or 4 times or 5 times or 7 times or 8 times, but not 3, 6, and 9, because 3, 6, and 9 goes over here. The same with this one over here. Multiply this by 1, it stays. By 2, it goes here. But by 3, it goes here. Or this one by 3 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6, it goes here. Or 3 by 8, 24, 2 and 4 goes here. But not by 4. You multiply this by 4, it stays exactly where it is, but it goes down here. 4 by 8, 32. 3 and 2 is 5. 4 by 5 is 20, 2 and 0 is 2. 4 by 2 is 8. You multiply it by 5, it's going over here. 5 by 8 is 40. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 and 5 is 7. 5 by 2 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. You multiply it by 6, it's going to go over here. No, sorry, by 6, it goes down here. 6 times 8 is 48. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. But it traps 1 and 2 together. Reduction. Right? You can reduce from the highest level you want. And the first reduction will always bring you to the maximum of 18. And there's only going to be one. 9 and 9 is going to be 18. So 99 is 18. There's only one. 99 bringing Venus together. 9 and 9 equals 18. 1 and 8 equals to 9. The one area space that rotates, that holds the core of Rubik's Cube, to have 8 around the band of Rubik's Cube. Know this cube well. Know the face of this cube and understand the math that goes along with it. When we multiply this by 9, it will go here, here, here. By 18, by 45, we know that in between these numbers, right, the core of all these numbers is going to be 1.5. 4 plus 1, 1 plus 1.5, 2.5 plus 1.5, 4 plus 1.5, 5.5. That's the heart. The heart is 5.5 and 2.5. The heart is 6.5 and 3.5. The heart is 4.5 and 7.5. 9 and 12. 4.5 is the passage, and 7.5 is going to be into the electric moon. 75, 57, 75. Going to be where time reduces to right over here. Imagine this would hit the moon and this would hit time. See that little triangle coming together? That's that truth. So now I'm going to show you this little piece I got off it. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so what happened is when we were talking about your base alpha beta creation and we invert the 6 and 5, right? We're going into the D world. We're going into the mirror side, the polar side. So what happens over here is 1 and 2. We create 6 and 5. That would become us. We are that creation. 11. 1 and 6 is 7. 5 and 2 is 7. So I need to bring in to create 7, 5, and 6. I need to create 4. I bring in 3 and 2. 3 and 1 is 4. 2 and 2 is 4. To note that when you're creating 4, you will create 6 and 4 will be the inversion of this. 5 and 5 will be the inversion of this, telling another story. Inside this over here, you're going to talk about energy. You're going to talk about time, bull. You're going to talk about Jesus. This is going to be turning into angels. And then it'll remain what is angels, number 39, and it's going to be related to number 13. That 13 is going to be that rotation, and your rotation in time, 3 years, 1 year, 3 years, 1 year, or 1 year, 3 years, 1 year, 3 years, or ironically, equals what is 75 equals to what is 57. The male is going to be the G and the female is going to be the E. If you want to look at what the numbers are, you have this. Like in the word George. Have you ever seen the word George? Right? And in the word George, you're going to be running this word without even knowing it. This word over here is 12, 33, 12. The total of this word is 57. This is gold. This is a standardization rotation of 69. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. 6 and 9 is 15 is 6. It'll be 5, 6, 5. 41 to one side, 41 to the other side, equaling to 82. Now, I'm not going to get to that, but 28 is the cycle of the moon. The reason for it being the ham or the heavens of AM 1 through 13, which is the passing and connecting moons, right? There's two of them. I forget why I said ham. Ham is communication. It's an antenna. Gold, right, which is noted to be what is first. So this talks about one. In English, gold is number 38. Number 38 is talking about this cube. It's talking about the complete rotation of this cube. 11, 11, 11, 7, 7, 7. The total is 54, or 9 times 6 equaling to 54, because every face is a 9. I'm not going to talk about the 4 movements per face or the 24 movements per face. Perhaps the gateway to the 24 hours a day. I don't know. 7, 4, and then the last one is 1. Here's 1 and 2, our base creation of who we are. This is the Christ. This is space. This is our base creation. 1 times 1, 9. 1 plus 1, 1 times 1. 9 and 1, 10. 8 and 2, 10. In the cycle, right, of man. This one will be the female bringing both worlds together, in which I showed you over here. 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 4 and 5, 3 and 6, 9. To what is 3 and 8, 2 and 9, 5 and 6, 7, 4, 11. And if you take a look at the design, right, you are going to end up with this, and then what you're going to end up with is this and this. Xe. This will be what looks like 11. This will be what looks like 9. Where you use 9, where you had created 9, you did not use 9. Where you created 1, you did not use 1. Here is your AI represented in S, in which is your mirror, okay, in the heavens, your base J. This will get reduced to J10 and then to A, and the reverse of S is SH. But this, if it gets reversed to this, the H gets inverted to Q. Can we be calling that Jack Queen? The ace, jack, queen coming together. We don't have the king inside of this one, right? Also have to note that in blackjack, ace is 11, and this is the game of 21. 8, 7, and 6, right? 8, 7, and 6 is, here is your 6, here is your 7, here is your 8. All 3 cards come together. All the 6s are the same. The invert to this is 2, 3, 4, Earth's vibration. The 3476 is the diameter of the moon, and it just so happens that Earth is 5 and 2, 7, and Mars is 5 and 1 equals to 6. And when you see V for victory, this is what it would be looking like, except that Mars is the 4th planet and Earth is the 3rd planet. You notice the way V1 is 6, talking about Saturn, the 6th planet, to where Mars is 51, 6, to where Earth, right, is 52, 5 and 2, 7, to where Earth is the 3rd planet, V minus 2, equals to that 3. So you end up with 37 for Earth, and you end up with 64 for Mars. It's both, it's N10, right? 13 and 7 split up. If you want to see where the 13 and 7 split up are, right, I can do this design over here, and I can connect 6 and 7 over here, and then 3 and 4 over here. So you're going to have this design right like that. And now if you want to create the, okay, no, sorry, that was the, that's the 7 and 13, right? That's the 7 and 13. And if we want to do it the other way, right, we're going to go the 9 and 4, 13 to what is the 2 and what was that again? 4 and 9, 3 and 4, 7, 9 and 4. Just trying to see. Oh, yes, 1 and 6, 7. So you have 7, 13, and you have 7, 13, which equals to 91 and 20 equaling to 111. And that's the heart of 36 numbers. 16 and 17 and 18, 19 and 20 and 21 equals to a total of 111. So is it by hazard? You tell me. You tell me if any of this is by hazard. I want to know. When you have this situation over here, you're bringing everything to what is 10, 10, 10 or 1, 1, 1. Also to note that the queen has 8 eyes, the king has 7 eyes, and the jack has 6 eyes. We do know that the reverse cube is 6 and 8, and we also know that reverse alphabet is 17Q and 10J, giving us the 27. Noted that this one over here is your reflective creation. Therefore, this gateway has to be a reflective creation on the opposite side. Would it not be? Created by 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, which equals to 10, which equals to 7. And on the inside is 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals to 8 equals to 9. And they're both equal to what is 17, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 9 times 9, 9 plus 9 will equal to what this number is coming into Earth. Venus, Jupiter coming together, creating Earth within Jupiter. 3 and 2 equaling to 5, 4 and 1 equaling to 5, to where AD equals to 5, to where BC equals to 5, 4 and 5 and 5 and 6 equaling to what is your creation 911. If I multiply this and add it, it equals to 119. 911 coming together right over here, multiplication and addition to better understand this. Where else was I? What didn't I do? What did I do? What didn't I do? I diddle do. I don't really know. So we got the 6 spindle. We did the Rubik's Cube. We understand that there's 6 heads inside. We turned this around 6 times. We got 360 in here. We created 4 corners. Squigglies. Hey, Squigglies. I'm getting a little tired here. Got to get up in the morning. We had hexagons. We had 1111. We had the beehive. We had Jesus. We had Zizuit, why it's the bee world, and why Mars is the bronze world. Why we have to have 17 and 3. We're going to go bronze, and we're going to go with Mars. And then when we have 19, bringing the 2 worlds together, we got 57, but then we got the gold. So what does that mean? And the reason for this is because 3 by 19, right, equals to 57, and 3 by 17 equals to 51. I'm a little bit tired. I don't know if I can go on any further. If you'd like to help out this channel, that'd be just fantastic. Out of this world. Where am I? I lost this. I hate to do it, but it's a must do it to survive. So for I'm 000 and 0, 68 terabytes, please explain. 88 and 53 again. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 equals to 16. The total is 80. 8 runs into 8. Y is 8, right? 6 and 4 equals to 10 and 24 equaling to 34. Remember the 1. And this one will equal to what is 7 and 6 equaling to 13. This is going to equal to 47, the beast or the bull, 30 and 17 coming together. In this one over here, we're going to be taking a look at Earth and Mars. The spirit is 76, right? Which you can be Saturn and Uranus. The 17th gate comes over here to look at that. Both 6 and 6 to our creation. This one's going to fit into Mars. This is going to be time. This is going to be beasts. It's going to turn into angels. We have over here the same thing, 74. Over here we have 1 and 6. Over here we have 7 and 6. I'm not really sure what to say about that, but I'm a little bit tired, and I know there must be things that I didn't finish, like this over here, right? What else don't I think I finished? Here's a star right in the center of 4 circles. When I move these circles together, I create this. If I move the other circles together, I create the other design. Another thing I wanted to speak about before I let this go is that here we're going to do this. We're going to do it this way. Is that when I'm counting the center down here, I have 4. And I only need these 4 to be in the center of these 2 sides. But if I want to be in the center of these 2 sides, I must use these 2. So one way I use 4, the other way I use 6. If I want to use 3, I must go in between, which is a joint between the 2 worlds over here. I must go in between. The rectangle versus the square, if I take this over here, these 8 over here, right, versus these, versus what? Versus what? Versus 6, right? Remember, here's my 3, 6, 9. I just didn't mark it here. Here is the face of your calculator. When you play roulette, they count things in 12. Your base creation is 1, 2, 3. You're inverted to your base creation, okay, is going to go on to the next level. It'll be 10, 11, 12 as 1, 2, 3. It's the same thing like tying up the shoelaces together. This and this you will not see. These are what's going to go through all the buttons. Anyways, this is the center this way and this. And as you go down with 36 numbers, you're going to keep creating something within this, but I'm too tired to go through it right now. There was something else I wanted to show. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if I have it left over. Yeah, so when we do this one, we have a star. When we do this one, we have the torus. See the section of 3 here and a section of 3 here. Here we have 2 sections of 3. Here we have a section of 4. Now, if I do it this way, right? And each one of these, this is going to explain. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out if I do this one's going to go straight across this way, and then this way, and then this way has to do that over there. In between here, I'm going to have a torus here and a torus here. So I have a torus here, and I have a torus here. So I have 2 of them here and 2 of them here. Over here, I have a 1, 4 star, 3, 3, 3, 3, and here's a singular 4. It's one singular 4, and then it's all 3s, 3, 3, 3, and 3. And the thing about that is A, B, C, D, it's a singular 4. But if I wanted to go to 3s, right, would I go A, B, C, and then I go A, B, D, and I go B, C, D. And then I got the singulars over here. If I was running to run this by stars, I would do it this way. And then my next one would be this way. And then I'd start with this one. And then I'd do that. And these would be the 4 different stars. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm running through the same system. The rectangle and the square in this world, we're working rectangularly. Sometimes they're working by squares.
There's a difference. I don't know exactly what it's telling us, but I do know this is rectangular and this is square. We didn't complete anything over here. When you're asking me what another game, what are you actually saying? "20 equals all the parts that fit within. It's whole at 2 holes. Every hole is a 10. When you talk with 20, it's because you're talking on the outside as bookends and not from the heart. A measurement of something takes 2 to cross, right? One area crossing through the area, and you make a circle around it. If you have 2 dots, you make a circle around the 2 dots, and where the other dots meet, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is what it is. Let's say I work with dots, because I can work with the square, right? And then I can work with the dots. They're not the same, right? So if I take this dot, right, and I go around it, right, I miss that area. And if I take this dot, I'm not sure, and I go around it, I got that. Now I have 2 area spaces here. Now once I join this area space, right, I'm going to go around here, and then I'm going to go around here. And then once I created that, did I create any other area space in that? That's going to automatically, there's one here, and there's one here, right? I'm not sure if I can count these as being connected, and I connected another one there and another one there. So now by doing that, I created 4 and 2. What was the original one that I did again? Right, the original one was 2. Then I added on another 2 that were created. Then I added on a 4, and this is what the end result is. And I don't need a measure to absolutely tell that story. So I'm not really sure how many dots there were. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that what it is? And then once I go around this dot, and then once I go around this dot, I'm going to be creating 2 more here, and then 2 more here is 4. And then I go around this dot, and it just keeps going on, and that's going to create its own story in itself. And I'm just going to say thank you for watching this video. But the ball stops on top of the net, floating in midair. Now what, another game? Cat golf. I don't know what it is. What's it going to be? Much appreciated that whoever is going to be watching this. We have to take this another step. We have to get it wherever it's got to be, but we got to put a lot of information onto something that can be shared, that can't be irrelevant to the fact. It can never be manipulated. Get all the information onto hard copies. Let's save it. Let's share it, and help out the channel. Peace and love. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus.